What's up, guys? Taylor Welch here. Hey, we're doing something really, really special for Black Friday this year. We're basically putting every program we've put together over the last 4 years. Some of these things have been off the shelf for some time. We're digging through the archives. We're actually bringing as much value as we can. These are things that people have paid $8,000, even sometimes as much as $10,000 to get access to. We're bundling everything together, and we're going to give you access to this bundle as a Black Friday discount. All you got to do if you want to lock in the savings for this is go to www.trafficandfunnels.com/Black Friday. It's going to be a little form. Put your contact information in there, and we'll add you to a pre-call list. As the day goes on Black Friday, the price is going to get more and more expensive for this bundle. So it's really important you go ahead and get on the pre-call list now, and we'll lock in that discount. And we'll also give you some special bonus training just for saying that you're interested. Trafficandfunnels.com/Black Friday. Get your name on the list. Talk soon.
You're listening to the Traffic and Funnels Show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another bonus episode of the Traffic and Funnels Show. And on this episode, I'm actually really pumped because I got to sit down with Ashton Shanks, who is our senior media buyer here at Traffic and Funnels. The guy is an advertising legend, and he's young. He's 24 years old, but he is a boss, and he does all of our paid media here. He runs our media buyer team, and the wisdom that he shares behind paid advertising has been responsible for millions of dollars in revenue for the company here at Traffic and Funnels. And so he actually shares his strategy, and you'll want to pay attention to his 4 phases that he talks about when it comes to advertising on Facebook and beyond. So stoked about his interview. Check it out. If you want more information about the sale we're doing for Black Friday, it's going to be insane. $70,000 worth of value in these products. And basically everything that Chris and Taylor have learned over the past 4 years at Traffic and Funnels, and you can get it all on Black Friday. So go to trafficandfunnels.com/Black Friday and opt into the form there. You'll get on a list, and we'll send you this, actually videos of this bonus content, as well as first dibs on the Black Friday sale. So check it out, trafficandfunnels.com/Black Friday. You can find all the info there. Enjoy this episode. All right, so I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, the boy, Ashton Shanks.
The boy. Thanks
What's
for
up,
throwing
bro?
that in there, man.
B-O-I.
Didn't have
boy.
enough of the boy thrown at me in my life. I appreciate you mentioning that to people. Yes, to everyone listening who doesn't get to see my face, I do look 12 years old. So,
dude,
thanks, Brian.
same.
It's a great start to this podcast.
It's me and you, bro. I love it. So we're talking about advertising, and that what we've kind of been doing with this bonus content is essentially chatting with the team. So what happens behind the scenes here at TNF, we haven't shared a lot of this on the podcast or on, this is all unreleased stuff, obviously, but I think people want to know the team behind the numbers, right? Like, we've had multiple 7-figure months. Like, we're on track to just have a huge year in 2019 and then double that in 2020. So who is the team behind that? The advertising part of TF is this guy right here, Ashton Shanks. And so, dude, generous. You're a legend, senior media buyer. He's got a team of media buyers underneath him. But dude, today let's just dive in and chat like all things paid media, advertising, and kind of what it looks like to be in your role right now, day in the life. Let's just start there.
Yeah, man. So, it's kind of cool because the day in the life now looks dramatically different from when I started. It was about 2 years ago, and back then it was like all just me. Like, it was just me, Taylor, Chris, writing copy, doing ads. It was like really ragtag style. But now 2019, really, it's a lot of my day is kind of reviewing my media buyers' campaigns, giving them trainings, recording trainings, and doing a lot more of like the higher level stuff, right? Which directions are we going with the ads, the angles, the copy? Right now we have 3 media buyers besides myself that run traffic. We spend this month we'll spend $405,000. Next month we're going for $500,000. It's exciting stuff, man. Exciting stuff.
Dude, I love it. And your team is like dialed in. I mean, I've been watching, over the last couple of months of you building them, and I love the training that you've been giving them. I know people would love to hear more about probably some tactical stuff when it comes to advertising.
Right.
But that's always the key, right? Like, you spoke at an elite event a couple of weeks ago, and I feel like people were just eating up what you were dropping, and it was awesome.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's pretty cool to kind of see how far we've really got to come in the past several months. I mean, the numbers we produce now are, if I put a number on it, I would say it's at least 60% better than what we've ever had in the past. And moreover, from literally, we've hired so many agencies to come in and help us with traffic, and now we kind of got us the system down to where we are doing far, far better numbers than what agencies have done in the past for us, that we're supposed to be those amazing agencies. And so it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I think, a big part of getting ads to scale is systemizing even the media buying process, right? I mean, so we have 4 phases that we use here at Traffic and Funnels that are very specific, and every media buyer follows these phases, and they're for a reason. And I think that's what's really allowed us to scale to the scale that we've got to, while maintaining numbers, is really having those systems and processes dialed in, even just for copywriting, writing a headline, or, what kind of bidding strategy, how many ad sets, everything is systemized in a specific way. And then our goal now is just to test against the process, find small optimizations, small things we can do to tweak, to cut down the time, to give us better data to read on those processes that we've already established. And that's kind of where we are right now is, we used to have 3 phases, and we just discovered a 4th phase that we tested, put several $100,000 behind it, and boom, that's another phase in optimization that's allowed us just to scale incredibly well.
I love it, dude. Yeah. And I think the processes like that you've put in place and been dialing in to be able to translate to the team are massive. I know you talk a lot about the profile of a media buyer, like what makes a good media buyer, like quick to make decisions, not super emotional, certain personality, Myers-Briggs, whatever you want to call it, but
borderline sociopathic.
Yeah. Schizophrenic, split personality. Yeah.
Man, I think it's been super important. I've worked in agencies, and a lot of people listening to this have probably run ads for clients, or, if they have an agency, they've run ads for multiple agencies and niches. I can confidently say this is probably one of the hardest products, or the style of stuff that we do. It's the hardest ads to run. And I've seen amazing media buyers come in and not be able to perform just because we're such a unique position where we are in the products that we try to sell. And the avatar, or really kind of the profile that we look for, or I look for in media buyers, is that person who shows sign of aggression, whether that's in the sports they love to play and hobbies, their jujitsu on the weekends, or, even on calls, I kind of test them just to see if they have that little flare of aggression inside of them. They need to be competitive, and they have to have an overwhelming sense of curiosity. And, as advertisers, that's what we always have to do, is like, when we win, we want to know why we won. When we lose, we want to know why we lost. And so curiosity and being non-emotional and aggressive are some of the biggest things that we look for.
Yeah, it's huge. I love that, that personality type, or, the training that you put together, even the 4 phases, it obviously comes down to personality. It comes down to how they are able to make decisions, but having that structure that you're building and continuing to optimize, and just watching you and like your processes, and you're coming in every day, like you're focusing on what matters and moving the needle forward. Why do you think people struggle with ads? Like, is it not having those tested processes, or is it not doing things consistently the right way? Like, what are some of the main problems that people run into?
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of times it could be 2 things. So if they're running ads for themselves, 9 times out of 10, it's probably they're being emotional, because it's their own money, right? It makes sense.
Sure.
It's their own money that they're spending, and they're seeing things not working, and they just turn it off if a few hours go by and they haven't got what they wanted. So typically, if they're running their own ads, they're too emotional. And sometimes when someone's running ads for someone else and they don't have a ton of experience, they can tend to get emotional just because they don't really know what the KPI should be, what they should be seeing in the ads account. If they're seeing this, what does that actually mean? So they can kind of get emotional. But the other thing is, I personally think that people, even though they're like, we've established a lot of processes and procedures inside the media buying. I'm not naturally that person. I'm not naturally like a process oriented person. I don't like details. Like I'm not a detail person.
Yeah.
And I think that's really allowed me to get extremely creative in my ads. So sometimes it's like they're either too emotional or they're not being that creative. They're like stuck into the confines of what they were trained on or what they saw other people doing or what they were told to do. And they're not allowing themselves to really explore the superpower of creativity, which I think ultimately is become one of my superpowers, is the idea to get creative in the ads. What kind of ad would absolutely shock everyone who saw it, And so, we have procedures and processes, I think, for our media buyers, just because I knew what it was like to spend at that level where most people don't. And so these processes are given to our media buyers to really follow to help them have a paved path towards success. But ultimately, I expect my media buyers to get outside of it, to find those optimizations. We wouldn't have found this phase 4 if we weren't trying to constantly get creative and think outside the box. And so, I think those are two things that are probably holding most people back.
Yeah, totally. Do you want to dive into those phases? Share a little just nuggets, like even just the names, or is that like, is there something better you can share?
Oh man, I don't know, Brian.
I mean, that's behind the wall. That's cool. That's cool.
No, I'll cover it, man.
Let's go broad.
I'll go broad, brief, but I'll give people kind of the process that they should be thinking, right?
Yeah.
So every ad, every campaign someone wants to create, there are really 3 elements to building any successful campaign, right? First, you need the audience, the market to send advertising to. You have to have that dialed in, right? So our phase 1 is really all about finding pockets or markets or interests or targetings to go after. Who can we send ads to that we know or have a reasonable certainty that they'll convert? That's phase 1. Phase 2, and this is the second thing any successful advertising campaign needs, is a winning message, a winning offer. So our phase 2 is all around taking the winning audiences that we found in phase 1, bringing them to phase 2. And now what we've done is like, okay, we think of this like a scientific experiment, right? Every scientific experiment, you want to have as many controls as possible and then one variant, because you're testing on one thing in a scientific experiment, right? You're not trying to test for 20 different things, because then you'll never have conclusive data on what it was this experiment successful enough. So phase 1 is all about having an ad that's successful, and our variant is the audience. Phase 2, our audience has now become the control because we've tested it in phase 1. Now the variant is the best ad. So we're testing headlines, copy, creative, everything you can think of to try to find the best ads that convert to the already winning audiences. That's phase 2. Phase 3 is scale, right? So you found the audience, you found the message that connects, and now it's, can you actually scale this message in a way that's successful to a broader market or expanding on your initial markets? And so we're taking the controls that we've now discovered, which is audience and message, and we're bringing it into phase 3, which is all about scaling. So there's multiple different types of scaling strategies that we have. We might or might not have trainings on those by the time you're listening to this. But phase 3 is all about scaling, finding the scaling process that works best for that message and audience. Most people don't know there's actually best targeting or best scaling strategies for specific audiences, for specific ads. There's all different kinds. And so you want to make sure you're selecting the right scaling strategy for that, particular campaign.
Yeah.
So that's the 3 phases, man.
I love
and then
it.
Phase 4 is really just leveraging simplified account structures and Facebook's algorithm, where they're really kind of pushing in 2020. And that strategy alone is like, I mean, that's bread and butter right now for us. It's dominating. It's disgusting.
Dude, just the numbers you guys have been pulling in the last, 2 weeks since that's been, kind of optimized. That phase 4 is insane. So, man, I love that you can take the like complicated concept of advertising and paid media and break it down into those phases, because really at the end of the day, like it's advertising, like we're getting people's attention, we're putting a good offer to market, and we're figuring out ways to scale that and get it in front of more people.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. I mean, it's all been kind of like a part of the gut. And, you know, Chris and Taylor kind of gave me the challenge back in like April. Basically, the idea is like, Ashton, you can't be the only media buyer forever. Like, if you're going to do this, you have to figure out how to transfer your understanding, your gut, to other media buyers so we can actually scale. And so that's kind of been the process, man, of finding this is like, how do I take what's inside and do it in a way that's digestible for other people? So it's been a journey.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not just, like you said, it's not just the tech. It's like the creative, the copy, the creative elements like photos, videos, stuff that goes in, like so many layers to it. And dude, I mean, your work says enough for itself. You've been crushing. And like, if anybody gets the chance to hear those event recordings from the Elite event that happened this past month, I guess it was beginning of November. So just a couple weeks ago, but definitely dive into those. I know people were raving about those sessions that you did. And so props to you, bro.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks for taking a second to chat, man. People getting hyped for Black Friday. That's going to be some of your work too. So
that's right, man.
You can check out, we've got a huge product bundle. Obviously you've heard about it on every one of these bonus content videos, but get some more knowledge. I know some of those products in there are some of your like brainchilds, brainchildren. I don't know if that works, but sure. Brainchildren. But yeah, awesome, dude. Thanks for taking the time, and we'll chat soon.
Peace.